Hello. Yeah. Got my first mythical unique. Took me a little bit to get it, but I've got up a legacy 52 increased speed. It gives me poison stuff, which I really don't give a fuck about, but the 50 increased speed is phenomenally fucking high. So my speed is like 2.3 or something like that. It's rather high. It's at 1.7 with what I have now. 1.75. So 50% more added on to that. Would be like, yeah, about 130. Be 230, so I attack 2.3 times per second. Fucking exciting. That Poison Nova does okay also, but you can't give a fuck about the Poison Nova. That speed is just so much ridiculousness. I don't know if overall my daily stuff. There's always episodes. Of course, always involved. At least that's what I hear about. It is involving they gotta have their authority thrown out there because everyone's control over every fucking aspect of the world now. Their life's fucking anyway. So a manager came up to me now, was talking to me about breaks. I'm like, okay, you know, I don't mind listening to what people have to say. I'm always curious about what people say. So anywho, the person was being nice about me, and I knew he was expecting me something so nice and that. I'm like, okay. And one of the things is that he's listening to a narcissist. Someone that is a moron, basically. Not a really bad word, but she's a fucking moron. Basically, half a wire that makes up shit, and has to hide it that, you know, her life sucks ass, and she's on drugs, whatever the fuck it is. Can't say the person's a bad person, but my god, she is a narcissistic woman. She's very, very controlling. And being like that is very, very annoying. Because these are the things I have to fucking deal with. Because of how rationally broken this woman is. She comes in and she complains about me saying how I take a break. It's always about how I say things. And I always tell people, you take things completely out of context every single time. Number one, I'm a man. You don't like men. You disrespect men. You disrespect men so much that every time a man comes across you, they don't treat you a specific way, you get mad. But you treat people like shit all the time, and then you sit there and cry and scream and bitch and moan. Oh my god, you can't treat me like crap. Yeah, it's this brainwashed feminist society. I have to keep talking about this because it always happens. Like one of the young ladies that I work with, that, you know, she's young, she's going to start working here, she's 18 years old. She's cool as fucking, me and her were going to have a conversation about this. And she was listening to me, she was like, yeah. Like, I don't know how women can sit there and be hoes. Like, I don't understand how they can fuck and keep a fuck about going to do that, or have this sexual thing, or disrespecting men. That's it. Well, a lot of it comes down to because they don't respect their father. You know, if a boy doesn't respect their father, they become pussies. That's the truth. How I know that? I've been through it. You know, and I was a big pussy. I was the same way all these other people. Exactly the same. I disrespect my father to some extent, and now I respect him the stuff that he does, and I honor what he does. I mean, his personality and my personality don't really clash. You know, we get along, but we don't talk about things. The thing that he's more democratic, kind of religious person. He believes, but he doesn't like fall in line with like believing, like I do. Mainly, that's because I practice it, and like. So we clash a little bit with certain things, but it's like, I discuss it, not large. Anyway, going back to this person that was saying that, she can't stop. And we all discuss it, we all talk about it, and we all say the same thing. And like, my overnight manager is very young and very impressive, and I keep telling her, like, you have to stop talking to her like she's your friend. She is not your friend. She doesn't give a fuck about you. She cares about what she gets from you. She wants to say all these things for attention because she knows a lot of people just don't like her because of how she is. Because she's hiding something that's pretty obvious. And everyone's starting to notice that shit. And even, like, a person like me, when I try to give her respect, and I try to give her love, I try to, you know, see if I can give her enough affection and attention. So that she can eventually open up and speak the actual truth about what's going on, because she's hiding stuff. Because most dopers, druggy people, that they're trying to hide something, and unfortunately, they do that stuff, and they don't want anyone to know the truth about them, which eventually comes down when you start seeing these patterns. But people like to have this mindset, they think everyone's trying to attack me. No, people are trying to tell you that they already know that you have this sort of problem that needs to be fucking resolved because it's a problem. It's hurting your life. You're destroying your life. You want to say no one knows, they say little kids hide shit from adults. They don't want to get caught. That's what the kids do. Not full-grown adults. And I always say you can't get better unless you express what's wrong with you. This is what Jesus says specifically. Everybody needs help. This battle is not fought alone. When you gather together and everyone prays together, you get more powerful together. Yes, being by yourself and that, you can pray by yourself and that. But it's in general, like, perspective that more and more people are going to pray. It's not just going to be in your room. They're going to be all over the country praying. And prayers can be heard from all over the world. And most prayers can be identical. People, you know, saying, no, I need a better life and I need help with my consciousness, with my anxiety, that I have depression, I need to be guided, I need things to help me out with this stuff. Oh, I disappeared. And these are the sort of things that we have to live with. So going back to her decision on her life, if she would be strong enough to confess basically her sins of how she's dealing with stuff, she will overall be a better person. Because confessing that sin is going to boost her confidence, and it's going to unite her fire and her spirit, that God can actually start to work inside of her. Because God only works, just as He says, if you're willing, God will come in. God lets us do what we want to do. Because if you come in and understand His love for us, then you'll understand that He is a lover. Jesus Christ loves us. He always did love us. He never stopped loving us. We stopped loving Him. But as a caring God, He lets us make our mistakes. This is when people say the glory of God is always going to be there. It doesn't matter how evil we are. Our breath of life gives Him glory. We constantly yell His name, Yahweh. Constantly, talk about Him. We constantly have to verse His name, God. We have to constantly bring it up. How many times people that are not even like full-blooded Christians or don't really technically like study it or really believe in it, they always yell the name Jesus Christ. Well, Jesus Christ said it specifically. People can use my name. My name does wonders. My name has power and authority over everything. Lord Jesus Christ. And when that name gets spoken, demons have to obey. They know. It does not matter if you're faithful or not. Just the name itself has power. There's some people don't believe at all, and they still use His name in powerful ways. That's how you get fake churches. That's how you get fake mega churches. They want to glorify God. No, I'm glorifying God. You can glorify God all you want. It doesn't mean that you're a good person. It doesn't mean that you're a qualified person. People glorify God all the time in that. It doesn't mean that you practice what you preach or you do what you preach. Is it difficult to do it? Yeah, it is difficult. Let us be in our hearts. Oh. And that's the difficulties about it. You have to at least try. Like, I hate doing this stuff in person, because it's more or less like it's really difficult to do. Because people, I guess it comes to, me, myself, is not 100% faithful in going out and being like, hey, let me preach to random people that have a chances of, hurting me or killing me, because to be, saying I'm a coward and that, well, in some ways, yeah. I'm going to say, yeah, I could be a coward to some extent. It's just like when we go to, every time we go to Proverbs now, Proverbs is a very good way of learning how people should be. I always read Proverbs first. Proverbs is one of my favorite reads to understand a fool and it always comes back to this. The wise and the fool. It goes back and forth. It says right there, chapter 14, verse 3 says, "In the mouth of the foolish is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise shall prevail them." Which means basically saying people that have too much pride, they're foolish because they're probably liars. They make up stuff to make them feel higher up than everybody else. But the lips of the wise shall preserve them. Sorry, got the word wrong. A faithful witness will not lie, but a foolish witness will utter lies. A scorner seeketh wisdom, and findeth not. But knowledge is easy unto him that understandeth. Go from a possess of the foolish man, with no possession not in him, the lips of knowledge. So, every time I get anything from Proverbs, I probably didn't pronounce some of the words right, because it is the Bible. Every time I read it, it always tells me on Proverbs, this is the key thing to understand human beings altogether. You're always going to have the foolish, dumb fuck that's going to be lying, prideful, doesn't want to concede. They want to sit there and keep pushing you back against the way of living. And one of the ladies I was talking to, now, she's younger than that, but she seems rather intelligent because she's kind of grasping what I'm saying. Because this all comes from the Bible. You ever preaching about, I was preaching about cheating that. And Jesus said this specifically. He said, cheating, anything happens, it comes from the heart first. I said, your spirit and your mind are going to capture it first. So, if it's in your heart, it's not necessarily it's going to be in your mind, because the devil likes to trick your mind. Your spirit likes to hold fast. It likes to be stronger than your flesh. So that's what you said, the flesh is weak, the spirit is strong. So strong's always going to know the truth of what you really are, but your brain, your flesh is going to be implicated from all the stuff that it sees. So, if you gain knowledge of God, then you're going to start understanding things. When you start understanding certain things in that, you start to grow. When you start to grow in that, you start to understand even more. And then when people start to try to attack you with saying specific things, you hold fast to the Word. Because people are always going to say, well, what if God's not real? And I say, if the Creator's not real in that, then how do we have what we have? How is anything possible without intelligent design? That's one of the things that, unbelievers want to say, but they always go back to it. I said, you don't want to believe in something, first things first, because you think that it's foolish. The fool thinks that it's foolish to believe in God. Because the fool believes in themselves to think that they're better than everybody else. Or the foolish thinks that people that believe in God think that they're better than them. It kind of goes both ways. Because pride is an initial thing that wants you to keep that belief going when it's about yourself. Satan always wants you to worship yourself before God. He doesn't want you to worship him. No, you can, I guess. But that's what it is. Like, anyone that ever read, I had this one guy, he read the Saints from the book of that. And they say it doesn't say anything bad in that. It just tells you, to worship yourself. I said, what are you to yourself with nothing? As in, what are you with knowledge that is nothing? How are you knowledgeable without having something give you that knowledge? Are you actually knowledgeable? Or are you just making up shit and trying to claim that you listen to everybody else talk? So there's a lot of people out there that talk nonsense. They have foolish knowledge. It's basically pointless knowledge that doesn't do anything for you. And you'll get people like the Ben Carsons or these, atheist people now that speak certain verses in the Bible, and they want to relate those verses, and they constantly want to relate those verses. They say, you want to talk about out of context verses and that. Yeah, okay, and John and that, the biggest proof of it talks about that Jesus is not God. I say every time Jesus speaks, he speaks with a higher authority. He doesn't speak like a normal human. He doesn't speak like a human at all. He speaks like he knows beyond what is actually going to happen. Because every time you read in the Gospels, and he always talks about future events that are going to happen thousands of years later. And he tells his disciple, global communication. How in the world would a normal mortal human being, like, well, he's a prophet. But the thing is, prophets only know nearby things that are going to happen. The thing of it is, he talks about thousands and thousands of years. And some prophets like Isaiah that could be speaking from that, but that was Christ speaking to them. This whole entire time, since Moses, that wasn't the Father God. That was the Son, the Word God, speaking. Because the Son and the Father are one. So when you start getting that perspective, the authority is already given to Jesus already. Jesus is the one that walked the lambs during Abraham, who basically say, you're going to, that was 2,000 years before, and he sacrificed himself already there, because he knew it was going to happen. That's funny. God knew it was going to happen before he became flesh. He knew he was going to become flesh. He knew he was going to do the blessings because of the prophets. So you kept bringing up prophet Isaiah. Kept bringing up the prophets, saying, I'm fulfilling what the prophets had told, which means I'm fulfilling what I told the prophets to say. So it's already been there. We're clueless to know, but that's why the whole entire Bible stays true. Since the beginning, since Adam, it was already starting to tick down to Christ being born and sacrificing for the new covenant. Already. That's why the Alpha, the Omega, from the beginning to the end, everything's already been plotted. The human beings don't need to know the plans of God, even though he speaks of it in Revelations. He speaks of it in things that, now, is it going to become exactly? No, a lot of them are metaphors in that. I don't think it's going to be exactly what Jesus says. Some of the things are going to be quite true, like the trumpets being blasted and that. Yeah, I think people are going to hear them. Are they going to be exactly what he says to a certain extent? We're not going to know exactly. He said 1/3 of the forest, 1/3 of the grass is going to be burned. Well, that hasn't happened yet. They said 1/3 of the oceans and the fresh waters are going to be poisoned. Well, that hasn't happened yet. So evidently there's time to spare. Because no one knows but him. So every time we want to look through these stuff and that, it'd be like, okay, well, how can we be better human beings? First things first, have to try to get as close to love itself. If you get as close to love yourself, love your neighbors, love your enemies, love everybody around you, and just focus on love, you will see, first off, you'll see salvation. Second off, you're going to be more pure-minded. That's what I always tell people get negative, like, oh, I'm super negative now all the time and that, because I used to be like that too, super depressed and stuff like that. Yeah, I let the devil in my life. I don't know why, I let the devil in my life. He came in my life, he gave me all these directions and that, of hatred, and like, oh, hate your enemy, man, hate everybody, hate yourself, oh, feed my ego. But since, I've always been like a truth seeker, I always want to know. So I always tell myself, I say, I'm a truth seeker. I love the truth. I love to know the actual truth. Take it 15, 20 years. I always ask, why don't people want to listen to me? Why don't people want to hear me? Why don't people want to do this thing? It took me 20 years to go like 16, something like that. Or even more, to really realize that I was just missing out on the actual intelligence to actually live in religion. Probably from the Bible. And that's why the more we read, the more we start to understand. That's good to understand. Proverbs is a beautiful thing to go through. If you read it and you put it in your life and you keep on putting it in your life, you'll start to see the changes of how people are. Some people are going to be very destructive with their power of knowledge. They're going to want to use it for money, use it for, all kinds of things. But if you're someone that loves people, you love humans, that you love yourself now. It's just like seeing, when you express your love towards people, it's hard, because some people are just not loving.
Locked.
Some people are just not loving at all. They're very harsh towards each other. They're very hateful towards each other. And you want to ask, why are people so hateful towards each other now? Because I came from a community of love. I went to church all the time on Sunday. I was a Lutheran. I'd say Lutherans are really pretty much close to Christians because they don't go through the Bible exactly what it is. And my pastor was specific on what it is. I asked him one day, I said, well, no, who is God? What is God? And he told me that God lives within us. And this is where people want to say, the Gnostic text would say, well, God lives within us as a spirit. Yeah, your spirit, but it's not your spirit. It's his spirit within us. And they say, well, we get God-like powers and that. Until I see, excuse me, French, until I see a motherfucker snap their fingers and have existence pop up right in front of them and that, I suggest you're just listening to a bunch of fucking bullshit. Because these people like to relay these verses, and they don't stop, and they keep like, I said, it's a spiritual thing. We were made by God. We have a chance to inherit God's Spirit, which is the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is a guiding point. The Holy Spirit is what guides us in the plan of what the Father and the Son, basically what the Father wants us to do, to fulfill our happiness, our desires. God does say, Jesus say, if you ask the Father upon me, you will get what you want. So if you ask for strength, or if you ask for wisdom, and you pray for it, your life changes when you pray. Everything changes when you want it to change. The devil doesn't want us to know that we have power. We have so much power because we are God's children. And people want to say, well, make up, of course they always want to say, well, Jesus has already been the creator since the beginning of time. Jesus is the Word of God. This is where especially Muslims, that, and this is where a lot of stuff in the Quran really becomes very interesting. Because I was watching this one short of this Muslim lady talk about the Quran that, and then the Christian lady talk about the Quran that. It gets very interesting. And I said the Christian lady said the Quran says the Quran agrees with what the Bible is, because when Allah talks to Muhammad supposedly, and they said it was Gabriel, which is the messenger angel, but more or less likely they said it was the devil. The devil still has to tell the truth about the Bible. He just doesn't have to be specific about it, because evidently he knew that he was corrupted. It doesn't mean that Jesus didn't intervene with Muhammad. Jesus could have, and he probably did. Because the thing is about Lucifer, Lucifer comes in when you don't know what the fuck's going on in your life. That's why the Bible gives us guiding points, saying, hey, don't be a foolish person, speak the truth. The truth will always win as long as you speak it. Your words mean everything. Someone comes against you with false allegations, you speak the truth upon yourself, and if another witness or multiple people speak the same truth, it puts that person to rest. Because you always have to have more than one person say it. That's just how it always works. And that's what happens. You need to have... That's why we have the judicial system that we have. It's always about the witnesses. But witnesses can be brainwashed or be conceived in a different way because of money or other allegations to hurt that person because of whatever it is. Which means that it's corrupt. You can't corrupt God. God does everything equal upon everybody. No one's in favor. You want to say, well, Moses and the prophets were more in favor than that. To a certain extent, I would say yes. But the truth of it is, all humans are wicked. Why? Because we all sin. Which wickedness in God's eyes, for what he says in the Bible on it, is not perfect. So when people say they don't sin, I say, when you say you don't sin, that just means that you have pride and you're already sinning. To not sin is, you can't. You're going to sin. Your thoughts are a sin. How you feel are sin. If you look at a girl's butt and you get aroused, that's a sin. Now, when you look at from the sin perspective, it wasn't our fault our world's corrupted. Our world wasn't made corrupted, it became corrupted. It became corrupted because of the choices that we had to make. This is where corruption normally comes from. We chose to say, we'll put you on the side, God. Let us do what we want to do. And when he stated it, the tree of life, that's how the base, not 100% exactly what he said, but the basis of it is, you have to choose to love me. God states that. So if you choose not to love me, he grants that respect. Why? Love is not a force, because you can't force love. Love is a gentle pull of the heart to give to someone else because you see them as a loved one. And it does get harder and harder to understand because love itself is that gentle pull of the heart. It's when you see someone and your heart beats because of the woman or the masculinity of that man. That heart beats. Your heart beats like that because that's a sign of God. That's why you get butterflies. you, so it's just a reaction or something like that. No, it's love. God is love. And it never stops. That's why love is good. That's why, you know, Jesus said during the when we have the tributes and have all stuff, and they say there's not going to be grace. And people would be like, well, what do you mean by that? There's not going to be grace. There's not going to be happiness. There's a fine line of change that I'm not 100% not going to go by myself, because I'm 100% going to have to read it. Lack of grace could be lack of love. If lack of love means there's not going to be any happiness, which at least that's how I said it. That means that everyone's going to be tormented. You'll be living life on earth like hell. Mass anxiety, mass depression, you know, mass, you know, ending yourself. There's going to be massive issues. Now, that's just going by what I think that's possibly going to happen. Is it going to last long? Maybe not. Well, all I know is love is still in the air. We have to grab it. We have to grab God. We have to bring it in our hearts, and we have to start loving each other as human beings. Don't misplace love for lusting. This is like a tribute that a lot of people get to in that. I see a lot of younger people in that. They think love is lusting. They think, oh, well, if I'm in love and I'm having sex with people now, that's not love. Love is the inner spiritual connection that God gives to us to another to connect. It's just how it is. Everything has a connection. It always will connect. And it doesn't matter. As soon as you see someone, you have a spiritual connection. If you think they're attractive and they smile at you, you get an attraction. Attraction is like, oh, well, the way you look in that. It is, but you get hypnotized to a certain extent. You get like magnetized. You stick to them. I do the whole thing like positive, you know, always repel each other in magnets. Negative, always repel each other. Why? It creates the energy between them. That's why they fight so hard to pull apart. That's why it works like that. So if you get someone that's really positive now, you know another person's really positive now, not to say they're going to fight to a certain extent. They're going to repel each other because it's kind of hard to be with someone that's like completely positive. I think the positive negative thing kind of works really good. You know, whatever negativeness that person has, the other person's going to be positive towards that. Why? Because they know that's negative. It's going to be positive. So they stick to each other. So you work off of that. You know, and that's what it comes down to. But some people that, you know, if they're too positive at another positive, it doesn't say they're going to fight. It says they're still going to connect, but it's going to be like a push on each other. They'd be like, oh, you know, you're super positive too. Well, you're really positive too. You talk about that. That's why they connect so well. Just like when two negative people get together, that they always fight. Now, they might not fight in a positive way because it's negative. Like in the negative, they fight in a hateful way. Positive, they fight in more of a happy way. But positive and negative always cancel each other out. That's why they stick. There's not much repel. Well, some people might know, if I talk to someone positive enough, I feel a good pressure. I feel a good spirit. So if I talk to someone that's negative in that and I try to be positive towards them, it's hard to do it. Because you're fighting the pull. You're fighting so hard to like say, hey, chill out. You're getting upset over that. And of course, I always say, you don't know my life. You don't know that I'm okay. You don't know this, right? And when you talk like that, it basically is saying that you don't want anyone to get to know you. You don't want anyone to actually know you're being positive. You don't want anyone to know anything. All you want is to create a problem with no solution just so you can get attention off of it. Because you can get attention by being a positive person. And that's what it is. If you love yourself, you're going to have other people that are going to more or less love you. But if you hate yourself, you're going to have people that are going to probably end up agreeing with you. Doesn't mean they hate you. I mean, obviously, they're going to dislike you in some way because they're hatred altogether, right? Just like the one lady I told about from work, man. She can be nice, but she has hatred in her heart because of her own issues that happen in her own personal life. And she hasn't forgiven herself yet. And it's always the same thing.
Locked.
And like I've always tried to explain it, at least in my way, and that like, when we do these things, we're just hurting ourselves. So when, it's like if you live in a good house and that, you have good emotionally aligned parents and that, they pray, you know, you do the Father's Pray together and that, you always, you know, praising that, you always do good works and that, stuff like that. But the thing of it is, a lot of things in the Bible, they're never heard because there's so much to read in the Bible. Like number one, in Romans talks about stay fast, build your hands up, which means get strong. As a believer, praise the person, you have to get strong, powerful, big muscles, big brains. You have to be strong, learn how to fight, defend the weak against the wicked strong. But don't get into the wicked weak. The victimizer, the liars, the prior, the people that gossip 24/7, they make up stuff. Everything has to do with the word. What you say, how you say it, certain things like that. And if you're a liar, more or less likely you're gonna live more of a hateful life. Because people are gonna look at you and be like, you're lying, bro. Why are you lying so much? Oh my god. Like my ex-GM and that. I try to put the word into perspective of real life. My ex-GM that for my old work and that. He was a massive fucking liar. He popped shit to the pills out. He lied about how his neck hurt. He lied about this. He lied about that. He lied so much. And eventually he did tell you. He lied about clogging the fucking toilet. Because he would wipe his ass probably like 100 fucking times. And he'd clog the toilet with all this toilet paper in it. Because he was so scared to smell. And he was so timid to make him smell good. I'm like, dude, you took a fucking shit. You wiped your ass. I understand if you want to use like wipes and stuff. Throw them away. And I came in like, why is the toilet clogged, bro? Like, I didn't do it. Someone else is like, hey, dude, you're the only one here. It's like, why are you telling me this? Like, no one else clogs the toilet. You clog the toilet. Why don't you admit that you clogged the toilet? And eventually he admits to it. He's like, yeah, it was me that did that. It's like, why don't you admit to it, bro? I don't know. I'm just... Because you're afraid and you're a fucking coward. That's what a coward is. A foolish person is a coward. And foolish people that are cowards lie a lot. That's why people that are cowards never tell the truth. They're so scared of things they do because they're like little kids. They sit there and when they get caught with something, every single time they get caught with something, they sit there and pause. Their emotions build up. Either they apologize and they go, oh, I didn't say it like that. And they try to lie about it. I say, your personality is your personality now. But when you have to learn, some people don't care what you say. Because you have to express your opinions. That's fine. Your own personal opinions matter, okay? Does that mean people can't fight it? Doesn't mean people can't talk about it. Doesn't mean people can't converse with it. But when you talk about someone else and the way that they do things, so to speak, and you don't talk about the actual truth of what they do, then you're a false witness. You're falsifying another person's actions, and you're trying to say things about them that aren't true. So, like, if someone talks about me, And someone, people say I have an ego because I say, yeah, I've been with a good amount of attractive women in my life. See, well, you have an ego? No, it's not having an ego. It's called the truth. I talk about it to reclaim why I don't have a fucking woman. My last girlfriend was, I mean, people say her face wasn't the best one because she never fucking smiled. When she smiled on that and all that stuff, she looked really fucking good. Her body was immaculate. She was tremendously fucking attractive. You know, nice boobs, butt, all the attractiveness that a woman could ever have. That woman basically had it. She maintained herself really fucking well, body wise, face wise, and that she did pretty good in that. But like, it's just a smile in that. You know, when people don't smile at that, they normally don't look that attractive. And so, like, it's been like that. And people want to get upset with that stuff and that. And they want to say, well, you have an ego and that. But I want to say, if I have a lot of women that are attracted to me and that, of course I'm going to say that I'm attractive. It's not, it's speaking the truth. It's not denying it. It's speaking the truth. Ego means pride. I'm not having a prideful moment. I'm educating everybody about the truth of myself. Do you say I have an ego and I can say I can bench press over 300 pounds? Yeah, I bench press over 300 pounds. Yeah, I bench press like 320 once. Yeah, I'm like 220 something. I should be bench pressing over my body weight, which I do. Multiple times. Okay, wow. Does it mean that I have an ego? No, ego doesn't mean that. Ego is boasting yourself to think you're better than someone else. Just talking about it in general. Talking about is not how you actually feel, because people might think that because they can overanalyze it and overassume and say, well, if you talk about it because you're talking good things about yourself, you have an ego. I said, when you talk good things about yourself, that just means that you have good things about yourself. What the fuck do you mean? I tell a lot of people that, you know, at my job, and I say, yeah, I might have a little more money than most people have because, you know, I tell the truth. You know, I got inheritance of that, you know, I don't touch in that. So technically it's not my money because I don't touch it, I don't use it. It's just there. It's there when I need it. My ex wanted me to spend it and buy a car and all this crap and that. I said, why? My job is literally down the street. And that Zips that got, you know, closed down, now they have it up for sale. Now someone's possibly going to buy it. So there's a huge chance I can have my old job back. And I don't know. Because if they pay me more, then I will probably go there. Because they pay a lot at a car wash because there's only like 4 people that work there. And unfortunately, they make good money with that because they can make probably in between like, I don't know, like $400 to $1,000 a day, depending. Sometimes more, it all depends. Most times there's only like 3 people working there throughout the whole entire day. Most times it's GM and assistant manager basically working there, maybe one other person working there. GM doesn't count because GM's salary. And that's kind of one of the things I want to get to, in that if I get to be an assistant manager and that, I get paid like $40,000 a year, that'd be a golden time because that's what I want. Kind of whatever bonuses, because I know they get outrageous amount of bonuses in that. You know, my GM didn't do shit. He showed me he got paid like $1,500 to $1,600 every paycheck, which was like over like close to like 33. You know, of course, he lied about his pay and that. He didn't get paid much. He said he get paid that. But with the bonus and that, you get a bonus literally every month. You always at least get $100 to $200 bonus every month. So you got paid like close to $3,500 every month. So that translates to like $40,000 a year with bonus. Something like that. And of course, the bonus can go up to a certain extent because he was hyper focused on money now because he was always broke. He said my bonus could be up to $750. So if he gets like the 2 or 3 main bonuses in that, if he gets half of it, well, fuck, that's $300. $75. So, hopefully that's the goal for this year. I'm not 100% sure if I want to do it or not. If it does, open back up. Might take a little bit of time. They might have to do a lot of repairs and that because there's a lot of shit that they have to repair and that. But if it does go up in that and they give me a call on that, they ask me, hey, you used to work up here as a lead for 2 years and that, And I mean, obviously I left a bad comment on Zips. I told him, it's like, comment on how you guys think. Like, you guys close us down. He's like, fuck you guys. Fuck you guys for closing us down. I lost my job because you guys are broke, stupid fucks. Learn how to manage your business better. I get it, shit happens and that. You go up too fast and that. But, people actually want to work. I was the main worker there. After my GM left and that, I was holding the ground with the assistant manager guy and that before he became GM. And then he figured out that he was a crackhead and a drunk. And now he's probably going to prison that for supposedly, not 100% sure, but supposedly murdering someone. Because he's all over on the news and that because he was broke. He had no money in that. Because he couldn't get a job because he had felonies. Yeah. He had a felony against him. And then he got another felony. Because he got multiple DUIs. Yeah, he kept on getting felonies and that. And it's like, dude, you just had DUI, bro. And you got another DUI when you had one. You have 3 felonies against you. And as a desperate man, hurting for money and that, because you can't get a job because you have all these felonies against you. And all you had to do is just find a way to level out your stresses without freaking the fuck out. Because just like the person at my job and that I work with and that, she's not as bad as my GM. But some days she is. When she gets caught with stuff like that, she has to try to counteract it. And so we're just sitting there I'm thinking dude, I'm what's with all these pill heads? Everyone's doing fentanyl and all this meth and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with people? What makes me feel good and that makes you feel like you're not even alive, bro. You basically are a zombie. I said, who in the world wants to be a zombie? I want to ask that. Who in the fucking world wants to be a damn zombie walking around all day? And you're not even knowing what the fuck even going on. You're just sitting there ugh. And to me, that's just stupid. It's absolutely fucking pointless. I try to ask people that. Life is so stressful now. Life is stressful because you make it stressful. I said, your choices depend on everything in your life. You could choose to go into a situation or choose to not to go into a situation. It's all act of attention. When you're attention at purpose, what do? You either work really hard, you get attention by being a hardworking person. I get attention. People talk about me as oh, Cody, works this, he works so hard and that. I absorb the attention about, talking about it too dramatically, but I speak the truth. I said, you guys, I'm the bitch boy here. I'm the only one that's willing to come in on my off days and work. I worked New Year's Eve. I basically did a 12-hour shift, but I ended up taking a little bit of a break in that, so it was 11 and a half hour shift, whatever it is, but she only put me down for 10 hours because, I worked off the clock for an hour and a half or something like that, or whatever the fuck it was. And, she never fixed my times and that, but I have whatever, I don't even care. I just have to say that because that's what actually happened. So it was I was there for 12 hours, from 4 to 4, and because it was just a long day. I was supposed to leave at 10, so I was supposed to come in for a 6-hour shift, but they were like, oh my god, we need someone in there for dinner time, because the lead that was there, one of the managers that was there, didn't want to stay an extra couple hours until someone else came in. because she had to leave at 4 because she had to get fucked up and do all of her stuff. And I say, I like how you want to call someone in, and then I have to work a double shift because your lazy ass doesn't want to sit there for a couple hours more. Like, you could have stayed till the lunch rush was over. You could have stayed, but you chose not to. Because you were claiming that you have stuff to do, but you didn't. You just run around with your head cut off. So then the more mature person has to come in and cover the shift, and they were saying, oh, it's going to be busy. It wasn't even busy. And I was looking at them like, it's not even busy. From like 4 to 8. And then one of the ladies came in and came in right when I came in to help out. And it would have been fine. Yeah, sometimes you have to work the line by yourself in that. Sometimes shit happens in that. It's always the same person. It's always this lady in that. I'm just like, because she uses everybody else. And It's like, well, you like the hour. Yeah, I like the hours now, but what it's going to make you look like you're not doing your fucking job right. You think higher up's going to look at you like, oh, you did a good job, and then because this person gets called in working, 45 to 43 hours a week, and that's basically what's been happening almost. And some days I don't work that many because I choose not to work certain days. Like Tuesday's my only day off, and I can come in if I choose to. So normally I like to just have that one day off in that because I have to relax. Working 6 days a week, there's a huge possibility I'm probably working, maybe not a full 8-hour shift in that, but some days, I either come in early or something like that. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, these people want to sit there and do these things so, like, my manager talks to me about it and that. He's like, oh, I don't want to abuse you. I said, well, the thing is between you and her, I trust you and you listen to my words. God always says, if people are willing to listen, they're going to listen. What you're willing to hear, you're going to hear. Which means, to me, if someone listens to the words of the truth of the person, then they're going to understand that's the truth of the person. Because people that speak lies, they normally don't hear. They always want to lie. That's why they're always yelling and screaming and like, oh, my way is more... Exactly. But people that speak truth and hear truth, they're willing to sit there and stop and listen. Which means if someone has to be criticized for being, a certain way, and it's a way of learning, you criticize people all the time, people do it, and that person sits there and listens, what happens? That person can learn. I accidentally pressed the button. Oh, I did. Oh well. And that's what it is. And so one of the things I talk about with my new manager and that because of what happened the other day, and I told him before, and I'm like, stop listening to this person and that because this person is just saying stuff to provoke things. You have to tell her, hey, mind your own damn business and don't worry about it. So what I did what I always do. Speak the fucking truth. I'm working with her today. Is you supposed to be there? No, she's a fucking crackhead, that. No. If I hear her bring up stuff, and I always bring up, I have an ego in that, I say, next time you say I have an ego in that, I just want you to know that I don't fucking care. You think I have an ego in that? You're lying about it, because you know what an ego is? Pride. I don't have pride. You do. An egotistic person is a narcissistic person. I don't like to have control. I have control over my own life. I don't want to control your life. I'll tell you how I see your life. Yes. Out of caring. A caring person is going to express the truth towards you. It's going to put up the truth. A non-caring person is not going to give you the truth. They're going to prolong your feelings and say your feelings matter. I say, the only way your feelings matter if they're actually truthful. If your feelings aren't truthful, then your feelings don't mean shit. Because then you're just agitating and you're making more problems up. And you're trying to persuade people to believe in your bullshit, even though you can never explain exactly what the fuck's going on. And they never can, and they never will. But I say this to you. If you talk to someone that, and they're talking about something that, and you find out it's not true, it's your job as a good, righteous person that to talk to that person and ask them, why are you saying stuff that's not true? And they're immediately going to look at you because they're going to know it's not true. I say, if you're going to make up stuff and not know the truth, then don't say nothing at all. Because you're starting drama and you're gossiping over something that's not true. You're creating problems for another person and try to get that person to be more hatred towards for nothing at all when you're not even speaking the truth about them. But if that person came up to you and conversed with you and said, hey, that's a lie, you immediately have to pull back and say a bunch of random shit. Like the same lady you're working at, talk about Charlie Kirk and I. Say Charlie Kirk hated gays, and I say he never hated gays. That Christians don't hate. We don't hate people. I don't give a fuck that you're gay. That's your own choice. We go by the choice. You make your choice in that. What does God say? It is your own choice to be like that. That's fucking it. So as believers, we say your choice is your choice. We want you to choose something better because out of love and out of Christ and Jesus that loves you in that, we want you to choose a better way of living. So when you read Proverbs and you read the stuff that happens from back then that's still happening now, you start to see that it hasn't stopped. There's always going to be righteous and unrighteous people. But when you don't know the truth, then how can you change when you're always learning the false of the world? You're already learning the false. You're not trying to be a good person. You think that you are, but you're learning false things. And I need to take a shit really bad. Anyway, I'll be right back. Woo, got pictures.
Congress would have likely leaked the operation. There's traitors among us. I know some people don't like to believe that, but the information likely would have gone to Maduro. He would have been tipped off and the entire operation would have fallen apart. So yeah, no wonder he didn't go for congressional approval. Then comes the next talking point from all these genius legal scholars. Everyone's a legal scholar, a constitutional scholar, a foreign policy expert overnight, right? They're claiming this was illegal. He cannot take action without congressional approval. This is patently false. It's not illegal. And once again, these people prove their ignorance. Under the War Powers Resolution of 1990, the United States could deploy forces without congressional approval. Democrats saying the same damn thing like a bunch of freaking bots, as per usual. Donald Trump the Epstein files. Oh my lord. This is the new lazy cop-out Democrats run.
Not political shit. That's fun. Fun day to be alive.
It is done.
Feast, lamb, feast.
There's a lot of political dumb fucks. Dude, these woke left people, man, I don't know why in the world they're like this. And they're just so, like, from a physical standpoint, though, they're just so terrible. They always want to fight against it. They always want the worst of society, that. And the double acts upon it. They ain't that stupid. Righteous people always stand for the justice of things, not for actual truth. And like liberals, or like the new liberals, Gen Z liberals, or the millennial liberals, they're terrible. Ones that are like born in like the 80s metal way up. Here it is. Fucking barnyard morons. Yeah, they're really fucking stupid. Beyond dumb. And it becomes really obvious, you know, when people talk about these things, it's like, what? These are just fucking stupid. Like, they don't make any sense. They don't like falling balls. They're always on drugs, and the ones that are on drugs, this stuff so much now. Like the one I talked to network, she's a fool. She's a woke person now. She believes in the LGBT. She believes in the Black Lives Matter thing. But she doesn't like gays really that much, and she doesn't like black people at all. And I said, well, why do you believe in something you don't like? So you talk about stuff, but you don't believe in it, but you talk about like you believe in it. That's their talking point. And I said, you can't be that fucking stupid as a human being. Nope. No, that's the other shoe. I think a new justice right. I think this is the one. Oh no, it's not. This gives you overtime damage. Your damage over time effects. has up to 75% chance to erupt for 8,000 damage to surrounding enemies. I can't say that's not bad. I have to look at the overtime thing, though. I don't know. Oh, 100% thorn damage. Where's it at? Fire. Only at 15% crit. What the fuck? My bonus all damage is at 38,000%. What the fuck is that? My fire damage at 600%. Okay, that makes no sense. Man, that's 30,000. I don't know why I'm at 30,000%. Why are we at 100,000? I get 1.82 damage, which is only like, what? It's 18,000. Okay. Oh, fuck that is. Well, if I take over 100,000, 100 million, yay! I think it's because of this right here. I guess. That's cool. Yeah, sure. We'll get it up to 100, 250%, which actually would increase it by a lot. This one I don't know if it's I don't know if I can get that up to be high enough. I know I want to get this one and get the righteous on it up. That's the main thing I want to do, is get at least 2 more, that would give me more damage. I would see them the size of that. I can get more size on my British or dash. I don't think I have any numbers, do I? Plant size. Potency of it, and it's fucking yeah, spear size, protect. I guess I don't. I guess I can't get it up. Well, it sucks. I don't know if I have anything on there. We got anything from this? Damn. 4.
Come back if you need the forge.
4. Awesome, bro. That is sweet. I'm gonna check my damage now. 110%. Throw it up by another 4. I don't even do anything else like that. Do this. Can we do it like that? I mean, I'll lose speed. So I can't afford to lose speed. think. Okay, I think I can change that.
Good business and fortune to you.
I do like the strength, but if I can get that right, just
Don't ruin all that work.
Actually, no strength will actually give me got more armor now. Go here. Ah, okay. Yeah, I forgot I could put that on my armor slots. Dude, that's fucking crazy.
Prepare for a fight.
I got 4 more of that. My armor should be up by. Should be up there. It takes a lot to get up there. Good damn appreciate it. I didn't change nothing. I actually made myself so then that. How's that like 100,000? That's not like 90%. So that's like 30% more fucking armor. Maybe when I stand still and I raise that up, that's what raises my damage up. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. See, now it's at 115 million. So I'm doing this. Fuck off. That's at 115. go work here in a little bit. Oh, never mind, until like 3 something. I ain't going back to my talking point. It comes down to when you don't have the things in life to guide you, you get guided wrong, and then you start to get manipulated by what people. Okay, so not staying consistent. 115,000. Obviously, I don't take 115 million. That's like my max. 100 million. I think play with 150.
We're going to make it!
Take this, my friend. It's not much, but I hope it helps.
Okay. guys are so I don't know how far I can compared to other paladins, but I'm pretty fucking ridiculous. I can't believe I just get that one up and down. I just keep boosting it up. Because that block chance goes into this, and that goes up too. So it's not even just one thing goes up. This goes up too, so. Consuming Judge increases damage up to 90%. Fuck that shit, I'm gonna do that. Master. This one I got. Increases armor by 150% of block damage. And this is the one I want to get up to. That's what I have to get. I want to get to them. Forgery. I guess it could be good if you get the forgery stuff up in that. This is with the thorns with that. That's what I have on my shield. So I got that up. That'll boost up even more if I block. I don't block that much. Longevity, you got the potency of be taking like Waller 13 million, maybe 20 million per I don't know how good that feels. I think it'll hit every second. Close to every like 2.5 I want to see if I get a better glove. I can get that like 2,000 or 2,000. Maybe over I'll have to see. I don't know if the video's upcoming. Everything fucking dies so fast. all the poison. It's hard to tell. I think he did like.
Impressive.
I get like crit damage up to like 250. I gotta find I don't think you can do that. I think I'm glad without you that. I have to kill so many people to get up. Yellow guys with like 10 normal guys would be good. They'll just die. I think that damage has gone up quite a bit. But anyway, while I was talking about that, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen today in that. I mean, this person seems to be very complaining about this stupid shit, so I kind of just ignoring that. So I'm trying to get you say something, say stuff. Like, Every time people give them emotions, that they give emotions that they stop giving them emotions that you get from them. Emotions can drive you crazy, man. Most times, the double is manipulating the emotions to hate you. Yeah. It's like with people now. I look at everybody for the things that they're doing, not for the emotions that they have. And sometimes when you could be thinking like that, these emotions, they're going to be crazy. That's why I don't look at emotions for that. I look at emotions like this. I don't look at emotions like that. I look at emotions as saying like, okay, are you positive or negative? If you're a negative person, you're gonna have negative emotions. If you don't like yourself and you're always like thinking about how much you hate yourself and that, then yeah, you're gonna have negative emotions no matter what. You're gonna be thinking negative all the damn time. I don't give a shit if you say that you're not, but you will. Like, my life's so bad. And then when you think that negative, your life starts to suck. Your life starts to suck. And then you get even more upset because people don't believe you that you're going to open it. But don't be the cry wolf. Don't ever be the cry wolf. Cry wolf is you want attention by being a narcissist, control factor, how much stuff, and do what you want to do. I tell people the same thing. You can disagree with people, it's fine. Don't sit there and try to think that you have to be set in stone. My God, to know exactly. That's the thing is about your being being truthful is there are certain things about life that are going to be they're not going to be fucking saying. So like, if you want to tell us truth, tell us people what you see what you see and hear. If you do not see, you do not hear, you can't speak the truth. Yeah, he doesn't do a good job gathering shit up, so he doesn't run super quick. I think I'm just like puddling around a little bit. Probably bad. But yeah, like, just for myself, I have to know the truth about things. Like, if someone says something, you know, if I don't know the truth about it, it feels really weird. And it's like, well, what are you trying to say? They're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Don't do the blah, 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 blah thing, because it doesn't make sense to me. Speak the truth for what it is, not for what it's not. If you don't know the full truth, then speak with the knowledge you already have of that truth. You don't need to know every aspect of everything. No. You don't. There's certain things you may not know about someone at all. There's certain things you will know about someone. It really just all depends. Some people don't know shit about someone, but if they see something, it doesn't mean they can't say nothing about it. Like, probably one of the ladies there, the guy was talking about, you know, he's explaining that she was on the diet, it's a brain zone, for people that have and it's supposed to calm down the nerves that are trying to react. Okay, we kind of knew about it. We kind of knew about that because my mom kind of thinks that she's that, you know, she has no bottles on that, and her stress level probably ever since they worked in the person well. No less nervous system, not functioning. Not caring about things that don't matter, which is basically everything in this world doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. You have money, you have money. But it doesn't really matter. People are going to speak all that stuff matters. This stuff matters so much to them. Does it really matter? I truly don't believe that. As long as you have a job and you're working that, you're always going to have money. If you're lazy and you don't want to work that, like, get a job as soon as you get 18. Or you get a job as soon as you hit something like 16. Get a job, work. Maybe work at fast food, work somewhere. Get promoted in there, work at something like that, get promoted in that, you know, not everyone's dream is to work related. My person's not work related. I like the job that I'm at, I really do. If I get my car wash job back, and because I'm going to get paid, you know, like $40,000 I'd be really happy with that. You know, I can live life just fine. I can't complain about it at all. Like, oh, it's cool. Some people are really regulated by that stuff. You know, like I tolerate like that. Really regulated about that. Oh, he said, there's such thing as too much money. No, there's such thing as too much money. You can always buy more expensive shit. That's the thing of it is. You always buy more expensive shit. But other people still buy the same shit that you buy. It's more expensive. The car still drives. The car still drives. No matter what kind of car you get. All cars go 80 miles. I don't know what car you get now. That's one of the things that I always have to cars all go fast. Spend more money on a car, I go 10 miles more an hour than that, and you spend like $100,000 It's the thrill, yeah, it's a personal hobby that you get to use. Like, needs are very simple. You need water, you need food, entertainment is key to keep your mind out of reality. So, you gotta be experienced. Your brain likes to do this. You need to have a timer. Talk about that. I love coming here. I love I love seeing, we got some new people and that coming all the time and that. And they're, extremely beautiful and that, right now. She was gorgeous. She had glasses on there. She had makeup on all that. Women don't go out unless they're trying to look for a man. Women always look for a man. Some women are very graphic. My boyfriend sucks. I knew he was great. My new boyfriend that can do anything is because still would be the same. You're not going to boyfriend. Size of God.
You will find only your own death.
Good experience. Doing them is like the best experience I can get. It always gets you up like 30%. Wow. Oh, I gotta click this. Bono.
It is done.
There's a lot of woke charge out there. There's so many fucking just really stupid people out there. And they really get fucking upset too with that shit. Like, oh my god, like, dude, chill out, bitch. Like, you're fucking freaking out about really stupid shit. Oh my god, you're not being a
Come back if you need one.
Oh my god, you're so terrible for human being. Sure. I love when the dumbest people in society that always want to direct people that are actually not that stupid. But they love directing us and saying, you're a terrible person that because your feelings don't align with my feelings and blah-biddy boobity bobbity boobity boo. I was like, dude, no one fucking cares. Okay. Coffee. It'd be fun anyway.
No. Too much.
Magic. Someone kills me. We need help. Magic. Something feels wrong. We need help.
No. Too much.
They have to be in the circle.
Excellent fight.
That would be fun. I'll only get 20% more if I get a wisdom though. 25 more wisdom. Yay! I didn't get up too bad. I try to at least get up 1 or 2 paradigms every episode. It's very annoying. I just feel so many stuff to do. You guys will need like 1,000 each, and I need like up to like 500 million to get up or something like that. So doing these things all the way through helps out dramatically. I do like the paradigm tree in this one. Even though it's not completely unlimited, there's so much space. I think you can max out 1,000 paragon, which is fucking bad. You gotta master every single damn thing. You'll have like over like 1,000 ball stats. I don't know who the highest person is. Always so much. I've seen a 300 before. I've seen a little bit over 300 times the tipping point. Crazy feminist women. They're always the funnest ones. They have to just make up random shit. A lot of times they just lie about crap, and you hear the lie. That's what I was telling people. Like, it's really hard as a man to work with women. Like, if I'm in customer service, that I know I don't work with a lot of women in this place. Mostly men. There's quite a few women, but it's the women that actually do respect men. They're really fun to talk to, especially church members and might be attracted to them. One lady I was talking with yesterday, we had a good conversation about, I think it's at the beginning of the stream that, but talk about, cheating and that. And she said, well, there's certain terms, and I was like, as soon as you cheat, in your heart and in your mind, you're cheating on heaven, you're a cheater. your mind's deluded to wanting to be with that person over the person that you're with. So that's I was just going several years ago. Oh, I'm not entirely wanting to get with it. But then you just devote yourself to, not 100% devoted. That's like touchy kind of like you like someone, you like someone, you get it. People always want to say, well, not like this, stuff like that, what about that? You want so much. Like, it's like someone based upon who they are. And I mean, yeah, you can grow up together and have people can lose weight and get better shape. And stuff like that. It does happen. It happens all the time. But every single time that we go through these situations and that, I see people that fall in love with each other and they're not even the most attractive fucking people, but they're in love. Like, they have their own personal, they have their own attractive ways of being. Like the top big ripped man with, huge dong and that, and the woman doesn't have, the skinny hourglass fucking hips and big waist and that. That's unrealistic. It's the most unrealistic thing ever. And most women barely even have anything that close to that. They try though, and they try really hard now. And then when someone actually do get there, they're like the biggest thing is just they think that's fine and they do it. Like there's one redhead at the gym, and I remember seeing her in that. She's extremely fucking attractive. She got nice thick butt on her and that. Looks like she was a girl that had a little butt and that, and she started lifting weights. Her butt got bigger and that, so she could start getting more attractive. And it did. She looks really fucking good. I mean, obviously, does that mean that does it change with her personality? Yeah. It changes that personality. Because it has to. When you're more attractive, you're gonna change. Just like with guys that get bigger arms. I get called before. Yowza. Ooh. Gotta do some weights. Yeah, about this character now. This character's so strong I can just sit here and watch everything die. That's really good. I like that. It's a tricep sound. Yeah. Really pumping that over the bird. I like that. Doing pretty good. Whew. I get paid in like 3 days. Yay. I don't think I spent too much money on this paycheck. I found one of those things. I don't know how to spend money like some people do. Some people spend outrageous amount of money. And they do it so frequently, it's just hilarious. Now, as soon as they get their money now, like, they have to spend all their paycheck. As soon as the money that they blow it all. Well, I agree. They always find ways to spend that. So why do you spend so much fucking money? Well, I need to. No, you don't. I look at you, that's the only thing that really gets me going. There's a lot of violence in that. That people don't pay any bills. Well, I pay for my cell phone bill on that. If I gotta buy food, I'm like, okay, so you have to like $200 a week. Like, you work at a food store. You at least eat food here every single time you come in. And you're here at least 5 days a week. Like, 5 days a week you have at least one meal that you can eat. And a lot of times you're normally waking up and then going into work and then eating later on at work. So you're not even actually eating. Like, Try to go up in weight. I'm at 35 pounds now. Got about an hour left for I have to go to fucking work. Oh my god. Just like anything else, I'm like, ugh. Gotta go to work and make sure my tablet fucking charges. Yeah. I bought a tablet about, I think it was like about 3 or 4 years ago now. The cord of it's getting fucked up. So. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go on fucking YouTube. We're gonna listen to some stupid ass shit. So much stupid shit to do. Okay. That Star Wars girl's got some tits on her. She's pretty. She's got a nice body on her. There's just some women that maintain their bodies like way too fucking well. Yeah, some girls are just got fake tits. Dude, there's so many fucking women that have fake boobs. Damn straight. Yeah, I like that. They are. People do like praise Mary and that. Like, why are you praising Mary? Like, I said, it doesn't make sense. Why are you praising someone that is not Christ? I never understood that. Insists on, like... This girl wears so much fucking makeup. I don't know why women think that putting on 5 pounds of makeup on their face makes them look attractive. And then showing off their boobs. Like, I never understand the makeup thing. I don't get it. I don't get it. Tits are great, but people over exaggerate fake boobs a lot, and it's getting kind of like annoying. It's getting really annoying. You're like, what the fuck's going on? It's like, what? And you see it all the time, and every time I see like these YouTube girls and that like they make shorts on it, like this girl does like survival shorts. They're all porn stars, but they don't make enough money off of OnlyFans to be able to do it. So they have to go on YouTube, they have to go on Instagram, they have to constantly go on all these sites now because they're actually barely making any money at all. Like they're barely making like probably like $20 an hour. No. And the only reason why their money's so damn low now is because all these big creators, I make so much fucking money off everybody. They're the ones absorbing all the money. Like the Amaranth girl. She's a complete piece of crap person. That's why her YouTube page got canceled. She basically just got fully uncanceled. And it was really funny though, because like she got hit really hard with a bunch of allegations of her making up shit. And it's like, she made up a whole bunch of fucking stuff just to make fucking money. And she did. And the funny thing is, like, people, like, legitimately were, like, sitting there giving her enormous amount of fucking money.
Friends you'll not find.
Just to fucking stare at her butthole all day. Literally. And then they got to the point where you're just sitting there like, well, damn, that's how it is. Yeah. Hoes be hoes, man. Hoes don't stop being hoes. Hoes stay hoes. The thing about it is about women now, it's hard to change a woman back to a traditional woman. It's really hard. Like, men can change back really quickly for the most part. But women have a huge hard time changing back. Why? Because they're emotionally inclined so damn high. That's the reason why. They're so emotionally inclined for that stuff because it's just hard for them to go back. For guys it is too, to a certain extent, but men have a chance mentally to pull out of it. Like if a woman puts a man in a state of like bullshit and their life's fucking stuck because of a woman, which normally tends to happen. Then the guy could break out of it by just not being with the woman. Like that happened with me. That happens with a lot of dudes that are emotionally impaired. They want to find love in that, they can never find it. Yeah, these women trick men into loving them because they just want attention. They don't actually want them. That's why guys are assholes, get more pussy. Why? Because they actually know that these women that are not lovers, they just want dick, and they show it to you up front. A woman that loves you is going to love you. They're going to talk to you more, they're going to interact with you more now. A woman that doesn't love you, or a man doesn't love you, they're going to want to get something out of you as fast as possible. If you treat them good, the possibility of them backstabbing you if they're not traditional is going to be high. Like for instance, at work that I buy people like little like snacks and shit. When we have busy days and we're doing good. Now I was gonna say, guess what? Then I know not to trust you. That's one of the things we were talking about at work the other day, and we gotta bring up like certain conversations that I gotta bring them up, and then we kind of just talk about certain things. One of the things is that, you know, I say I buy stuff for people, not because I trust you. I trust your words are going to be true to my words. So we talk about the same things. What we hear and see is what is actual reality itself. Not what we think we saw, not what we thought that we heard. These are allegational seeing and thinking. People say, well, I thought I saw. If you think that you saw something, and your thoughts are not, well, evidently not 100% true. If I see someone fall, say, yeah, that person fell the other day. Of course, it doesn't matter what happened, you know, say like a week ago. Obviously, it doesn't matter. It matters what happens in like the last like 24 hours. Because life is not that, you know, serious. You shouldn't act upon something that happened fucking 3 months ago and be like, oh, this happened 3 months ago. It's always a comparison. Don't ever do that in your life. Don't ever fucking do it in your life ever. Don't ever compare something that happened like 4 or 5 months ago and compare it and you constantly do all this comparison. If you fuck up, you fuck up, you know? And that's what, and this is where it comes in. Not admitting that you are a fuck up. Now, do people emotionalize it? Yeah. So going back to what I was saying, one of the things that I buy people stuff and that because I trust them. Because they know that they fuck up and they try to do their best to do more. They talk about it. They mention their problems that they have. The guy I was talking to that, he had issues in his past and that. He kind of correlate with me about it. And I said, I got issues in my past too. We correlate together about issues in our past. And we're both older men, so we kind of talk about it. And that's all it was. We weren't trying to compare each other. We're trying to say, we've been through some stuff and that. His was different than mine. Because I didn't do some of the stuff that he did, you know, and some of the stuff that I did, he never did. But we correlate, and we moved on. And so, we laugh about certain things. And that's one of the things that I personally can do with him. But with other people, Matt, if you talk about their lives, especially if it is in a way that's like you didn't know, for instance, and they like go on this rampage and think, oh my god, you shouldn't have said that to that person because that person's feelings could be hurt. I said, if your feelings are hurt on the acts that you do, then why do you do the acts? What I mean is, like, if you act a certain way and people catch on and say, I know that you act like a fucking idiot, and you get offended by you acting like an idiot, do you not think that's stupid? Well, you might not. Like, getting mad at someone because of an opinion. You can be frustrated. I would say being frustrated is okay. Being full on angry at someone is pointless. It doesn't do anything. Like, I talk about things all the time. It's just who I am. Some people get offended by it, and other people don't. I would say if you get offended by what I say, and you don't speak on your behalf, then me, myself, don't understand why it's offensive. But if you believe that person's talking about you and if they're not, and you get offensive towards that person, then I can call you stupid. Right? It's an idiotic thing for someone to do those things. Because a lot of people tend to do those things. Especially when you're younger than that. Especially if you're emotionalized all the time now. You get communication issues, which you don't when it comes down to it. Communication problems now. So you don't see things from that perspective. You're just like, everybody's talking about me because they look at you. I said, people look at people. Most times people look at people because there's something about them that they're attracted to. Most times. Like, they might look at your butt. They might look at your boobs as a woman. Because you have tits and ass. So every girl has boobs and ass. Some actually don't, but, you know, it's very few of them. If a woman or a man looks at you, it's more than likely there's something about you that they're attracted to. But they're not going to interject on it like, oh, wow, I'm going to bang you. It never works like that. We're all human beings. We're all attracted to something. Like, if a woman looks at me, they like that I got bulky shoulders and that, and my arms are big. The woman's gonna look at me because, wow, you look jacked. You got muscles that you look bulky in that. It's an attractive trait. Yeah, they're gonna attract to me more just because my muscles are a little bit bigger than what they used to be fucking last year. Doesn't mean some women might think like, oh, they're do something, but that's just how it is. But it doesn't mean that they are going to act on it. Some people don't act on things. Like, if I look at a girl that's really attractive, it doesn't mean I'm going to go up there and be like, hey, let's bang. It never works like that. But some people might think that. I have women that are feminist women say these things towards me. Or like, oh, that guy's looking me up and down. Like, so? That's ignorant. So if I looked you up and down and said, hey, you look great, what would you say to me? Well, I mean, you're kind of hot in that. There's a difference. Like, people are always going to do that. Now, if they react to it and say, wow, you look really hot in that, then yeah, you can react to it, but if they don't say nothing, it doesn't mean anything. Here's an average day. I go to the gym looking at ass and titties all day long. There's some girls that I can't stop looking at because they're so fucking attractive. It doesn't mean anything. I check out every girl's ass that walks by me. What are you gonna ask for? I mean, you don't go to the gym just to lift weights. You go to the gym to observe everybody else doing it. The stair climbing things, all women go on. Because all men walk by that to go to the men's thing. I always walk by it. So I stare at a whole bunch of girls' asses before I walk by her. And sometimes they always look and turn. And they know they're sticking out their fucking asses. It's just how it is. And they want to know who's staring at their ass. That's just how it is. I remember there's one black chick that was at the gym. She wasn't bad looking. She had big boobs and big ass and that. And she had these like ugly ass asked her for her number. And like I'm sitting there, these guys were the simpest motherfuckers I ever seen. These dudes were walking up and they're just like, hey, how you doing now, blah blah blah. And trying to conversate with her. I noticed, you know, I kind of had my eye on her now because I was looking at her now because she was like one of the only girls at the gym and that. Like, oh, you look good. You get the big boobs and that, you know, you got a pretty face and that. You're short and that. And these two guys, one of them walked up and another guy walked up after a little while and that. He's like, oh, you're really pretty and that. It was like some fat, like, dorky guy and that. He looked like he had a lot of confidence. I was like, to me, it's like, you ain't really confident to walk up to a woman at the gym because there's too many women at the gym. And if one of the dudes that walks to the gym and that say multiple women are attracted to, it starts a whole, like, public dispute. And it starts to make up shit. That's why it's really hard for anyone that is remotely attractive to walk up to a woman and be like, hey, you know, maybe one day we need to work out now because I like the way you work out. It just like, to me, it just doesn't feel right. Like, I remember I was up at one of the bars, bar next to my house. That it was not really a bar. It's a bar and grill. But most likely, it's a restaurant. It just had a bar in it. It's a fancy bar and grill. And I was up there just chilling out and that, watching Jack Reacher and that, the series, and that. I haven't watched in a while now. This was a little while ago. This is last year, and that before I was going out with my ex. And this one drunk, skinny chick came up to me. I was just sitting there. She was having like a party with like her niece or something like that. Her niece turned 21 or something like that. You know, I kept looking over and I saw her niece in that. You know, she was a blonde hair girl and that. She looked really good and she was really pretty in that. I looked over at him multiple times and that, and like, I was sitting there minding my own business, watching stuff and that. And then, like, I guess the blonde chick caught eye, so that guy keeps looking over at here and that. And then she looked over at me, I guess. I'm assuming because that's why she came over to me. And she probably thought I was attractive. And she walked there and she started talking to me and did not know how to communicate. Like, didn't know how to flirt. Like, her flirting actions were just like, hey, get my attention, look at me, I'm hot, then fuck me. And I literally looked at her, I could smell wine on her breath. I can't say it smelled bad. She was drinking, you know, my favorite wine, that, you know. And she was sitting there like, she was thinking I was going to ask her to buy her a drink. Oh, well, but you're already fucking drunk. You're sitting there like, hey. I was like, I didn't hear at first, because I was sitting there and minding my own business. And she came up, and she's like, hey again. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? She's like, what you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm sitting there watching a show and that. She's like, oh yeah, what kind of show you watching? And I told her and that. She's like, oh yeah. I had no idea how to communicate. And then she like went over after she talked to me for like maybe like 20-30 seconds. She like went to her little posse of girlfriends and they all started giggling about just stupid shit. So, like, I talked to them, like, dude, like, girl, like, like, first off, you're drunk, and second off, you're trying to get laid. Like, it blew my mind. I'm like, really? I'm like, you shot your shot like a fucking complete moron. She was attractive, she was skinny and that, and she was really pretty and that, yeah, but like, she was a fucking drunk. Like, you go to the bar to get a little tipsy and that, you don't go to the bar to get blasted fucking drunk. And like, it just like defeats the purpose of drinking. Like, if you're having a good time and that, you're with your friends and that, and you're that desperate for attention as a woman or a man, stop looking for men or women then, and you will find someone. I tell people this all the time. I use it for myself. I don't look for a woman because I don't want to look for a woman. I end up finding one anyway. So it's just how it is. I see what they're doing now. They're trying to raise up our channel on that. That's great. Got it. Pure addiction to vampires. Yeah, most chicks do. Oh, what to do? I'm gonna stop drinking my pre-workout shit. It's getting to my head. Too much focus juice. Too much focus juice. Yeah, the focus juice always gets to me.
Welcome to my home away from home.
Okay, that was fucking good. I love James Ralph.
No, you don't understand. This game is bad.
Bad.
Shitty.
Shitty.
Yeah. Come on, let's go for a ride. Fuck this shitty fucking game now. It sucks. Back to fucking games now. It's all the good.
Bad.
Shitty.
Shitty.
Yeah. Come on, let's go for a ride. Fuck this shitty fucking game. It sucks. Back to fucking games now. To all the good.
That one's really good.
It sucks. Back to fucking games now. Merry Christmas.
He punches E.T. in the face.
Why is in the fucking game? What were they thinking if you're gonna tell Bin Laden?
Fuck this shitty fucking game now. He punches E.T. in the face. I love this shit. Oh God. That's fine. Okay, well, I'm getting off. Bye bye.